Hello, witches, and welcome to Thursday Night Live at 8. I am your host, Aurora Moon, and tonight we are going to make an all purpose manifesting candle dressing. Now, this is not something that I usually do. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. I haven't really showed it on here, I guess. I have tons of different mixtures. I have um, marriage or walking down the aisle type. I've got chaos stuff. I've got a whole bunch of different mixtures, but they're all for certain things, for certain whatever. But this one's exciting because it's going to be an all purpose one. So it doesn't matter if it's money that you're looking to manifest, success, love, maybe a new home, maybe a new career. I don't know. Did I miss, you know, better family life? I have no idea what it is that you want to manifest, but it doesn't matter because we're all putting it together in one. Now, tonight you're going to see that I have my mortar and pestle out tonight. And I did this on purpose because I want you guys to see what I actually do when I prepare a herbal blend. And this is something that I like to keep on hand. It makes for easy daily quick candle spells, right? If you are into a daily practice, this is great to do on a regular basis. And yeah, I'm going to show you how. So I've got my mortar and pestle here. And I had put on the Facebook group, and I might have put it on I have a community posting on YouTube. So if you guys see that, let me know. But it should have all the ingredients that I've included. Now, I've included some more because I don't want you guys to think that this is the only ones that you have to select from, because you don't. You can pick whatever it is that you want to manifest. How does it speak to you? So I brought out a few other ingredients that I didn't put on the list for that reason, so that you guys know that you have options. Maybe you don't have a whole bunch of herbs at home, and let's say you don't have rosemary, and I tell you go with thyme or sage. It's to bring in that energy that you were looking for from the rosemary. Maybe tonight we're looking at success and courage. Now, rosemary is a great if you don't have anything, rosemary is awesome to have because it is universal. You can use it for anything: money, prosperity, protection, career, whatever it is that you're looking to manifest. We're going to put it in the bowl. Now, I'm going to make, let's see, I brought out a jar. I don't know if you guys can see that. Now, before I actually get really into it, I should let you guys know I did cleanse my space prior prior to me doing this tonight, and maybe I should have started off with that. So I'm just going to pause mid because I'm getting too ahead of myself. I get really into this, and it is one of my favorite things to do is create. And sometimes I forget that I've already been in my space today, so I've already done this. So I'm not thinking that you guys watching, because I told you that I'm going to start doing this every single time we get together, just because it's good for the channel. It's good for anybody watching. They need their homes or space cleansed. I'm always cleansing the space, and I'm always putting that energy back into you guys for being here. Okay. So I'm going to cleanse the space, and I'm going to call in like I usually do. Have you guys gotten used to it, or have you guys memorized it yet? Let's see if you do. Okay. I call upon the four directions and the four elements to open our circle as a consecrated place of love, healing, and spiritual guidance. May East and Air share their knowledge of all beginnings. May North and Earth share their knowledge of all stabilizing influences. May South and Fire, oh my God, share their knowledge of all changes, and may West and Water share their knowledge of all endings. Goddess, the mother of all, protects me. God, the father of all, defends me. I'm always safe. I'm never alone. Cleanse yourself too, guys. Just letting you know, sometimes you're the toxic energy that comes into this space. You could be. We all have our days. So it's always good to, when you're doing any type of spiritual work, to make sure that you're cleansed, that your space is cleansed, so that the energy that you're bringing in is a pure one. Okay? Now, I should mention too, this is a great time to do this, and I'm going to tell you why. Because the 8/8 portal is on. Lionsgate portal is open. It's starting to open right now, but it gets serious in the sign of Sirius on the 8th, or August 8th. If you haven't watched my video or my short video on it, go back and watch it, because I go into it a little bit. But anyways, that energy is like a multi-energy to manifest. So if we're manifesting with this spell, if we're putting our energy into this spell jar, okay, or our herbal blend, wherever you're putting it in, I'm putting it in a jar. You guys can see that it's a glass jar. It's a big one, so I'm going to put quite a bit in, because it's like I said, it's an all-round great mixture to have. I have different ones for different things, and I'm going to tell you what to put in it, okay? So, but the Lionsgate portal is an amazing energy, and you want to connect with that. And because it's about manifesting, and today we're doing about manifesting, let it build. Put it under the moonlight. Let the energy get on it. Like, really put your energy into what you want to manifest. Believe it, okay? The only way you can manifest anything that's coming into your life is if you believe it. If you don't believe that you deserve it, you will always remain at that level. You got to up your game. You got to believe it, and you got to act on it. Doesn't mean go crazy and spend money and act like you're a millionaire when you're not. Be responsible, but it also might mean that maybe you do get lucky. Maybe there are opportunities that come in that make you feel like $1,000,000. Maybe you win a dinner out, and that makes you feel like $1,000,000. That, let yourself feel like $1,000,000. That will help you manifest, if it's money that you're looking for. If it's love, then you've got to think love. You got to watch love stuff. You got to think love stuff. Not the kind that breaks hearts. Put the energy into what you want to manifest, right? So, anyways, I'm rambling, and you guys know that I do that sometimes. Anyways, let's get back. We've just cleansed our space, okay? And I don't know if we even went into the whole thing. Did I say the whole thing? Oh my goodness. I'm losing track. I'm getting too ahead of myself. That might be the energy that I'm feeling right now, and maybe I need to cleanse myself again. I'm going to do that again. Maybe bring in some sound, because I feel like I'm scattered right now, and maybe I am. Maybe this is my normal self. Am I like acting normal tonight? Probably not. But who knows? Anyways, okay, so the first ingredient that I put in tonight was rosemary. And that's because rosemary is universal. And you can use rosemary for anything. So if it's the only thing that you have, maybe you have salt that can go with it. Like I said, salt and pepper work very well from your kitchen pantry. Don't knock it because it's a cheap something that's inexpensive to get. Just because you have more expensive witchcraft supplies or items in your home doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to work better. Have a connection with that on a different level. You'll save yourself some money. Anyways, I'm going at it again. Okay, so rosemary. I brought out basil, and I think I put basil on the list as well. And that's because basil is an all-round prosperity, wealth, money, abundance, any type of form of prosperity that you can think of is in this little herb here. So we're going to add that to our manifesting jar. Now I'm putting it all in my mortar and pestle for a reason. And I'll tell you that afterwards when I start doing it, okay? Now, I brought out white sage as well, and I was going to make mention that Amy had reached out and said, what if you don't have rosemary? And I wrote her back and I said, use thyme. If you have thyme, use thyme. If you have white sage, use white sage. You can even use parsley. Parsley is in the same family as basil, I believe, but it also is known to bring in prosperity, like basil. So you can always replace the rosemary. Now, if you're looking for more of a protection for rosemary, you can bring in cinnamon. You can bring in, I like bringing in ginger. Ginger's got that little spice, right? And to me, it gives it that little extra oomph, a little bit of more magic. And when you add more magic to your magic, you get extra magic. And that's how you manifest. Okay, so I'm going to put some sage. I might not be funny to everybody. I laugh at myself. I think I'm funny. I know, how pathetic is that, right? You got to laugh at yourself when you're acting goofy. I feel goofy tonight, so I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to be myself. You guys know how I act when I get all crazy. Okay, so I've got some sage in here. This is to give, sage is known for protection. It's very cleansing, it's protection, because we usually use sage to cleanse our spaces if we don't have, oh my God, what was I going to say? I wasn't going to say rosemary, I was going to say something else. Because sage, well, I usually use my smudge sticks, which is usually sage anyways. Maybe I was going to say rosemary. It doesn't matter. Anyways, like I said, I'm rambling on. Are you guys, is my video cutting out? What's going on, Manny? I don't know. Is it? I'm just seeing the message now. I hope you guys are okay. You got some cedar dust. Oh yeah, that's some grounding properties. Throw that in. Want to keep it grounded, right? I'm going to throw in some ginger. I had mentioned ginger because ginger adds some extra spice, but in a magical way. And I love the smell of ginger. Oh, I could chew on a raw piece of ginger and I'd be happy. I would. I'm totally fine. Now, I did bring out pepper because when it comes to manifesting, a lot of people like to think of pepper as just used for curses. But I use it for banishing anything that I don't want to attract. So I want to banish those debts from my life. I want to banish anything that is not good for me. And I want to keep that and to clear the way, to remove the blocks. That's what the banishing means to me when I look at pepper. So use it in a positive way. Don't look at it as a negative way and automatically assume that you can't use pepper because it's easy and it doesn't have the same impact as something that's more expensive. No, it works perfect for something like this. Plus, it also gives that oh, I don't know what I don't know what the word I'm looking for when it comes to that pepper smell. You guys like that sharp, getting your nose type, right? Yeah, but I'm also going to add some salt. Even though rosemary is very protected, I'm using it more of a career, just all around. Like I'm expanding outside that box. What do I want to see manifest for me, right? Because so put that in there. If you're using cinnamon for protection, use that instead of your rosemary. Use thyme instead of your rosemary. Use or parsley instead of basil if you don't have it. If you have some wood sorrels from outside because they look like little clovers, grab those. Pretend they're little clovers. That's what I do. Anyways, I also grabbed bay leaves. Now, what I'm going to do with this, and I'm going to do this at the end, but I'm going to write, I've got 3 out here right now. I could probably grab more. But remember, one of these little packages, do you know how many wishes are in here? There's a lot of wishes in here right now. And I could take as many out as I want, and I can write as many wishes as I want to manifest. But I only brought out 3 because we're not going to go crazy. But I'm going to put, instead of putting money, I want you to put prosperity, if that's what you're looking to manifest, okay? So I'm going to write down prosperity. Okay. I've got that off to the side. Now I could put it in here if I want to, because I'm not going to smush that up quite yet, okay? I've also got, let's say, we want career. I could put it in there. Maybe it's new home that you want. That's exactly in your price range, exactly what you're looking for, right? You might want to do that. What else can you think of? Maybe it's your health. Let's grab a few more. Might as well, right? So I like to grab the ones that are in its fullest shape. It does not mean that the ones that are less shape are any less likely to be in a wish for yourself, okay? Don't dismiss the ones that break, but for something like this, I do look for the full form ones first, and then the ones that are broken, I usually put aside, or I add them into my spell, okay? So let's say the next one is, what did we do? Prosperity, career, home, let's say health. Let's say love. Now, if any of these you don't want, don't think that you have to do this, okay? I'm just giving you guys examples. Maybe you want to manifest. Maybe it's a new job. Maybe you want to travel. Okay, I'm going to put travel on here too. Maybe it's success. What use would turmeric have? Off the top of my head, I'm not sure, Jay. I'd have to get back to you on that, only because I'm trying to think of what it would be. It might be used in more of baneful magic. I've never used it, but it doesn't mean that I wouldn't use it. If I'm guided to use it, I would. I'm just pulling these out for right now because I'm going to show you what I actually would do in this situation. Okay. Okay, so I've got my jar here, but I'm going to do that in a moment, okay? I set this aside first. And I'm just going to come over here and I'm going to make sure you guys can see it. Now, there might be some spots in here that might need to be broken down more, and maybe you don't have the strength. Maybe you don't have the strength. I also have a coffee grinder that I use. It's just a little one, and anything that is too hard on me, like cloves are impossible for me to break down. So I just put them in a little coffee grinder and I give them a little grind, and it works very, very well. Now, I also have a brush here that I use because when I start putting it down, I like to get the sides. I like to make sure that everything's kind of in there. I'm not going to put my little bay leaves in here because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in my jar first. You guys can see that. Now, if it was something that, let's say I did have a complete target that target's not necessarily the right word, but let's say that I want to manifest love. I might want to add some roses or little rose petals. I might want to add some jasmine. Jasmine is great for confidence. Roses are good for love or romantic love. Carnations are good for gentle love, self-love. I don't want to say friendship love because that's not what it is. It would be more of a soulmate type energy that you could use for the carnations. It's more of a respect thing if I had to compare it to the romantic roses, okay? But I would use jasmine. I would use hibiscus. Hibiscus is great for passion, love, intensity, right? Now, if I was doing it for health, let's say, and you want to be specific with your manifesting, so let's say this is an all-round manifesting mixture. But if you did want to add to it, if you want to take a little bit out of your jar and then you want to add to it because you want to manifest love, that's what I'm saying. Just to make sure it's clear, okay? So if you want to manifest health, you would take a little bit of your mixture here and you could add maybe mint. You could get eucalyptus. Oh, eucalyptus smells amazing in it. You could put clovers. That represents health as well. If it was, let me see. I'm picking out another one. Let's say we did health, we did prosperity. Did I do prosperity? Prosperity, I would add basil. I would add basil, which I already did tonight, but I would add nutmeg. Yes, I would add nutmeg to it because that is good luck. I would add, you could add heated type spices to spice it up, to heat it up, to, if you're a gambler, and again, it's not to promote gambling, but if you like to play the lotto, if you like doing that type of stuff, you could add this to the corners of your tickets. You can put it on your wrists or your hands before you go in and buy a ticket. You could put a couple of little drops in your wallets just to give it that extra. And every time you smell it, that's what it reminds you of. Well, the more that you put those thoughts into actions, the more you're going to start seeing the positive signs from when you do your spell work. So if you're looking to add a little to this, you can do that in little bunches when you're focusing on one specific thing, right? But this is an all around, whatever you want to do, you can use this. Now I'm going to take this right now. I know I'm rambling really bad tonight, and I can't use Mercury retrograde as an excuse. I say that every time. I know I'm so bad for it, but when I get into my spell work, sometimes I just get thinking of everything else that I want to add to it. And I get excited. I do. It makes me happy. It's me, my happy place. So I'm going to I'm going to grab some nutmeg. orange peel. Orange peel will also make it smell really, really good. And I also think I want to put a little bit of oil in it. And you don't put a lot in it. You only put a little bit in it because if you put a lot in it, then it's going to overpower the scent. I'm probably going to put either patchouli. Patchouli likes is grounding, very grounding. If you do come into any type of money, you want to keep yourself grounded, right? You don't want to get yourself overwhelmed and then spend it needlessly, right? Don't need to do that. Okay. Actually, I am going to add. Oh, there's my patchouli. Yeah. And patchouli is also good. It's going to sound morbid, but it's good for inheritances. Oh, my Jesus. Oh. That's my hands. My goodness. Okay. And it's very dark. Okay. Let's see if there's anything. No, I think I'm good. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch that around. I want to make sure that it's all in there, that it's dry, right? I'm going to add some nutmeg. I don't think I did. I didn't. I am now. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in all of what I want to manifest. Just put all of them. Okay. And I'm going to put that in. I'm not going to break them. I'm going to use them as wishes. So you can see them all in here. I don't know if you can see. Hold on. There we go. They're all in there. Okay. And I'm going to let them naturally break apart because they will eventually break down. They are bay leaves. They're dried. So they're not going to stay in full form all the time when I go in there and use it. However, this I'm going to leave open. And the reason why I'm going to leave it open is because what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to leave it out in the moonlight. Now, whether or not it's a full moon, whether or not it's a new moon, I know the new moon comes in on the 12th, August 12th, and it's a solar eclipse as well, which means it would amplify. So if you're not in any rush, you could leave it sit out there or put it out there on the night of. But what I usually do is I leave my herbs out unopened, sorry, not unopened, opened. That way it absorbs the energy of the moon. And I usually do full circle. So I usually allow it to go into the sun too, because I don't want to discriminate the sun against the moon, because I want to bring in just as much energy with the sun, because the sun is just as beautiful as the moon. They're just lighting up two different aspects of herself, kind of like the yin and the yang, right? So you got the sun during the day when it's nice and bright, and then you got the nighttime. You need that balance. So I like to bring balance into my spell workings by using the moon energy and the sun energy. Don't forget the sun. Now, if you feel more connected with the moon, then go with the moon. But if I can open up your head for a little bit more to welcome in the sun as well, because that will help bring in more manifestation, then maybe try it out and see how it works. But this is what I do. There's nothing else I do. Like I said, I'm just going to leave it out because there's nothing more that I'm going to add to it tonight. Now, I might come across something tomorrow and say, oh my goodness, you know what? I'm going to add some crystals to it. Maybe I will add some crystals. But I've realized that I'm running low on some crystals and I need to buy some more. So, no, I'm not going to do that. But anyways, do you guys have any questions? Activation. Oh yes, charcoal powder too. I have some. Good call, Manny. I just saw your message. Yes. Now be careful because it does turn black. You can also throw in some eggshells in there too. That will keep it all of your manifestations protected as well. Okay. Um, but that's what I've added. You could, like I said, you can add some essential oils to it if you want, but don't oversaturate it because you don't want it icky. Because depending on the herbs might get clumpy or they might, you know, you don't want it to go bad. You don't want it to go moldy, okay? Because it can. So I usually just cut a couple of drops. You probably could put vinegar in, Jay. Vinegar is very cleansing, depending on how you're using it, right? It can also be used as sour, depending on what you're using it for. Thank you, Manny. I feel like I'm scattered tonight, so I appreciate it. You know what? Sometimes the moon can make me crazy. It's been one of those days, you know. But yeah, um, if you have any questions, guys, I'm here to listen. Otherwise, I will just see you next week. Next week, I'm going to do banishing oil. I had somebody request that last week on one of my comments. So I'm going to do a banishing, all-purpose banishing type oil. That's good for that. And we'll just go for, yeah. Exactly. I agree with you, Tamara. Don't overthink it. Just go with your instincts. Just follow your heart. That's why I said some people, oh, being a witch isn't difficult. It's learning to trust your instincts, learning to trust why you're guided to it, learning to trust, you know, that you can make magic your own. You don't need a spell book. Now, it's nice to have a spell book to get you started to understand. Maybe if you're just starting out, we all probably started with books, and it's good to learn the history. But when it comes to your magic, go with what feels right. And don't think that you have to spend an arm and a leg or pay an arm and a leg um, to do something that shouldn't cost anything to begin with. You can find a lot of stuff in nature during the types of seasons, sticks, um, flowers, stuff like that. Something that means something to you. Grass can be used for prosperity because there's plenty of it. You can have, like I said, I the wood sorrels that are in the grass usually. I always thought they looked like clover, so that's my association. So I just grab those and use them as if they were my good luck charm. It's what you make of it. So, but next week, yes, we're going to do banishing oil as per request from one of the members, subscribers. And we will, if you haven't joined my Facebook group, all my events and spell recipes are all up there, or ingredients are all up there for you guys to access as often and as much as you want. But I usually try to post it on the YouTube community posts, so you can check it out there too. But anyways, witches, I will talk to you later. Thank you for coming, and ciao for now.